Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some Nord and Block podcast bonus content. We used to put this in the episodes itself, but we decided that some people who are listening, it's pretty hard to follow along when we're doing something on a video. So we thought we'd make it in a separate YouTube video here today. We are doing our 2025-26 before the season tier list, September tier list. We never even came up with the name of Block. I would say like before the season tier list.
Preseason tier list.
Preseason, yes, but not actually determining how teams are playing in the preseason. Anyway, so we have 5 tiers here that we're going to try and tier all 32 teams by. We have the tier 1 contenders. We have the tier 2 contenders for the Stanley Cup, obviously. You have the teams who are in the playoffs, maybe not cup contenders yet, but we think they're playoff teams. You have the middle, the teams who are in the middle of that between playoffs, like maybe they can make it and then maybe they could be bad. You never know. And then Febreze is a new joke we have going on. LeBlanc, you want to explain the Febreze joke?
So during our season previews, every time we think a team is stinks, I pull out the Febreze because I can smell your shit from here.
Yeah, and we've only had to do it for a few separate amount of teams, but regardless, we're going to hop right in here today, starting off with the Anaheim Ducks. So Anaheim, going to be an interesting one. I'm thinking it's between playoff team and the middle. I'm leaning towards the middle, though.
So for Anaheim, you look at what they did in the offseason. They brought in a lot of new faces. They brought in a new coach, Joel Quenneville.
Yep.
They brought in Chris Kreider, Mikkel Granlund,
Ryan Poehling, and
Ryan Poehling. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. This team is destined to take a step this year. I don't think that step is to the playoffs, though. I think they'll be in the race, but I don't think they're a legitimate threat to make the playoffs in the West.
I agree.
Put them in the middle.
I agree. I think they're a team that's in the middle for me. Not very high on Anaheim. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm very high on Anaheim. I think they're going to be a very good team this year. But for me, at least as of right now, they're in that stage where they're trying to get back to the playoffs more or less. Like they're not trying to rebuild anymore. They're trying to build up. And I think that they're at that spot now where we can start talking about playoffs in the next like year or two, to be completely honest with you. Boston Bruins. The Bruins, obviously, they made a couple of moves. I'll actually say who they made moves for. They went out, they acquired Arvidsson, Izemont, Janot, Corrali as well. So Boston, I'm leaning towards Febreze here, LeBlanc. I'm not gonna lie.
I want you to hear me out.
Oh, here we go.
For on this. Boston, on paper, does it look bad? Yes, but however, McAvoy's coming back. He should be fully healthy. Hampus Lindholm's going to play more than 9 games. I think that defense is going to be a lot better than it was last season. Swayman is going to have a full training camp, and I feel like he's going to have a bounce-back year. I feel like if you're going to put Boston in Febreze, you got to put him at, like, the very top or the very bottom. Like, they're either in the middle at the end or they're in Febreze at the top.
Sorry, I have a little bit of a cough. I want to apologize to that. I would say, now that I think about it, I would think they'd be in the middle. I don't think Febreze is fair. Now, if we were doing forward core, then you smack that thing.
Febreze!
Yeah, you smack that thing in Febreze. But I think that, at least for this team, like, there is a chance they make the playoffs, but it's not like, I'm not, like, sold on them making the playoffs. So I think for me, they're in the middle.
Yeah, and we'll rank these as we go, but I feel like Boston's got to be at the very end, though.
Yeah.
Like,
at the very end of the middle, or?
Very end, yes. Yeah, so we'll sort it by this way,
Okay.
yeah.
Buffalo Sabres. So the Sabres, they went out and acquired guys like Josh Doan, Michael Kesselring, Connor Timmins, and Alex Lyon. LeBlanc is holding out the Febreze, so we know where his opinion stands.
Buffalo on paper, it's not. It looks better than Boston. I'll say that.
I'm honestly not very high on them. Be blunt with you.
But I hate saying this, but like it's the truth. Buffalo is Buffalo. This is what it is. And Lindy Ruff is still the coach. So I don't have much faith in Buffalo. I really think they're going to be at the top of Febreze.
I agree. I think they are at the top of Febreze. You could lean towards the middle, but to be honest with you, like I look at this team and I'm really not that attracted to them. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like I look at this team and it's not. I have liked previous Sabres teams more than I've liked this one. Like 22-23 Sabres, even 23-24. Like I've liked those teams more than this one. I don't know what it is. I'm just not a fan. Febreze for me for sure, but at the top though.
For me, yeah, for me, it's just it's the coaching. I don't trust the coaching staff. A lot of the players on their roster are injury prone, or they haven't taken that next step that they need to.
Yeah, pretty much. Calgary Flames. So the Flames went out and did nothing. I wish there was more of a way to describe it, but they pretty much did nothing. This team is basically the same, which is why I think they will be either the same or worse. I can't see them getting better. I'm going to be kind, though, and put them in the middle.
I think they're in the middle. I would put them above Anaheim, though.
Really? I do have this optimism that, like, I have a feeling that if Dustin Wolf doesn't perform, Calgary could be, like, bottom 5 in the National Hockey League. So I have my doubts there for sure. Just like with the forward core, like I don't. You made no changes to it, like 0 changes. I don't expect for it to really change that much, in my honest opinion. I think everybody's going to play about the same, unless if like Coronado takes a step, Hanzik takes a step, Farabee and Frost really pan out. I really can't see it.
I really do. I trust Dustin Wolf between the pipes to get a full year out of him. I know Rasmus Anderson will be traded at some point,
Yes,
probably by the deadline. But as of right now, I'm judging them based off of right now. And right now,
yeah.
I'd take Calgary over Anaheim.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Carolina. They made a couple of moves for sure. They went out, they acquired Nikolai Ehlers, they acquired Keandre Miller, they got Caden Primo. Most notably, though, we haven't really been talking about departures, but they got rid of really some of the big problems on their blue line, like Brent Burns and Dmitry Orlov. Carolina, I got to be blunt. I'm actually kind of leaning tier 1.
I also lean tier 1 with Carolina. I feel like the only glaring need is their center position.
Yeah, center depth is really a problem. You can't have Kakanyemi there at their 2C. I do have my worries about goaltending. I don't know how that's going to work out, but if they end up going out and signing that guy, we know who he's talking about. Maybe that solves their problems.
Yeah.
But regardless, if you know who I'm talking about, but regardless, I think Carolina, with the add of Ehlers, it just makes their top 6 way more dynamic. Again, I agree with you. The only glaring concern is their center core, for sure. Chicago went out. They got guys like Burakovsky and Lafferty. LeBlanc's got the double Febreze. Yeah, I think this team is going to be one of, if not the worst team in the NHL next year.
They didn't really do much, I'll be honest with you. They kind of want the youth movement to take over. They did a lot last offseason. They brought in Jeff Blashill, who, like, Jeff Blashill.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Jeff Blashill, but I feel like Jeff Blashill is a good coach for young players. Detroit fans will say otherwise, but I feel like this team is not gonna go anywhere this year.
I like what they put together on the blue line. I like their blue line.
I do too.
I think their blue line is way better than what it's been. I love Vlasic. I like Levshinov. It's a roster and a blue line full of such young players, and Connor Murphy. But anyway, yeah, they are the double Febreze for me. I agree. Colorado. I have some opinions about Colorado that some people probably might not like. Colorado went out, they acquired Brent Burns and Ronnie Attard. They also got guys like Victor Olofsson too, which you should notably remember him as well. LeBlanc, I'll ask you first, where do you think Colorado finishes?
I in our previews already did this. I had Colorado actually winning the Central Division.
Really?
However, I don't think they're a tier 1 contender.
That's what I was gonna say. I think they're actually tier 2. And I'll say why. I don't like the depth.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism.
I don't like the depth. Their fourth line is like, what the hell are we doing? Like, who are these people? Like
Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan. Literally, like, that's not a guy who should be in your bottom 6. At least not yet. They're not what they used to be, for sure. They are very top heavy, 100%.
They're very well coached, though.
They are well coached. They are well coached. You could argue they're more well coached than some of the teams above them, but to be completely blunt with you, I'm not very high on them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Colorado to me, like you said, he's very very top heavy. Decor like top four is solid.
Yep.
Top four is solid. Goaltending also solid. It's the forward core that really gets me because like you have that elite top six, and then it's an extreme drop off from line 2 to line 3.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So Colorado, they're still a contender as long as they have McKinnon and Makar. I like their goaltending. I'll give them that too. Their goaltending they've put together is very good. Now they need to focus on the depth. That's the biggest thing with them. Columbus last year, they went on to acquire guys like Charlie Coyle, Isaac Lundestrom, and Miles Wood. I have them in the middle as well.
I can make an argument that they could be a playoff team. I expect them to take another step forward. Dean Evanson really showed. I don't know if it was what happened last year, or it was Dean Evanson's coaching, or maybe a little bit of both. But I feel like they're in a very good spot right now, and I feel like they could make the jump. But I'm going to agree if you're going to keep them in the middle. But at the very top, I put them.
I don't think they're there yet. Like I don't think they're going to be there yet. And that's just me saying like that's not me saying last year was a fluke or anything. I think they kind of just took a little bit of an overstep, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I'm not saying
So you're saying they overachieved?
I don't think they overachieve. Well, they probably did overachieve. But I did think that they took the steps that like it's not a fluke. Like their young guys got better. I just think next year they'll probably be about the same, maybe a little bit worse. My biggest qualm is the goaltending. I don't like the goaltending. Merzlikins, I'm just not a fan of.
Merzlikins, yeah, he's not an NHL goaltender. I'll be honest with you.
The blue line.
After last year's,
sorry.
Yeah, after last year, like Jet Greaves is trying to take the starting job from him.
He probably does, honestly. That's not that crazy to say. The blue line corp, I'm not very high on. Besides Werenski, it's not my favorite. I mean, Matejchuk could come in there and be good, but
Provorov wasn't bad for them last year either.
No, it wasn't that bad, but he did sign that big contract, so I'm expecting for him to suck again. Anyway, yeah, Columbus. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm not high on them. I just think they're going to be a little bit worse this coming year. Dallas.
I mean, that's
sorry.
Dallas, and I might take some heat for this. I like Dallas. I like the roster. The defense needs a little work still. They got rid of Matthew Dunn, but they got rid of Cody Ceci. Goaltending is elite. Forward core is great. However, and you might clown me for this, I feel like with Glenn Glutzson as their head coach, they're a tier 2 contender.
Really? You think because of their coaching, they're a tier 2 team?
I'm really big on like coaching does matter. Doesn't matter how many guys you get in there. If they don't buy into the coach's culture, they don't buy into what he's selling, the team might not be as good as you think it's going to be.
They got to be at the top of tier 2. If we're going by that.
I'm like, that's my argument. If you put them at tier 1, I'm not gonna fight you on that though.
You know what? We'll go tier 2 for now. It's definitely gonna rustle some feathers in the comment section because I really think everything else about this team is great. Like, I think everything else is fine. The blue line could use some work definitely on that right shot side, but I mean, I look at this roster, I say, yeah, that's a cup contending team. The only issue that I do have though is that Jamie Benn is going to miss some time. Now that doesn't impact everything, but
that's a significant loss though.
Yeah, it is. Not for and it won't be for the whole year, by the way. This is for the you got what I mean. But regardless, yeah, Dallas, I don't know. Detroit. So Detroit is a little bit of a fun one.
It's a polarizing one for sure.
The Red Wings went out. They acquired Van Riemsdyk. They acquired Appleton. They acquired JBD and John Gibson. Forward core, I love. Defense, pull the Febreze out. Pull the Febreze out right now. Goaltending's better. My only qualm is the defense. I know you have your opinions on Detroit. I could put them in. I mean, I feel like they're in the same realm of Columbus, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I feel that too. I feel like here's the thing: D-core. They have a lot of young guys on that D-core that need to take that next step. If Edvinsson takes a step forward, I can see them. They'll be in the race, no doubt about it. Their penalty kill was awful last year. I don't remember how bad it was.
It was
pretty bad
last, yeah.
Goaltending should improve. Detroit has a chance to make the playoffs. I just feel like in the division they're in, there's no easy playoff spots.
Agreed.
And that's why I feel like Detroit will miss again. But I'm gonna put them. I would put them above Columbus.
Yes, I would as well. I mean, a lot of things need to happen, and not only that, somebody from who made the playoffs last year, possibly two, need to fall out, depending on where you have the Metro. But Detroit, for the heart of me, I don't know if I can see it this year. Sorry, I don't think the blue line's there yet.
It sucks though because I kind of want a good run Detroit franchise is always good for the NHL.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And then making the playoffs, I like that. We're going on almost 10 years now.
Yeah, it's wild. Edmonton Oilers. They went out. They acquired Isaac Howard, Andrew Mangiapane, Curtis Lazar, a couple of the deaf guys there as well. Edmonton, they got to be a tier 1 still.
Yeah, they're still tier 1 to me. I would put them behind Carolina. Though.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Edmonton, as long as they have McDavid, they're tier 1. Now, if they get rid of McDavid, I don't know.
They're just playoff team.
I don't know if they're just a playoff team. They still have a very good team outside of McDavid.
Yeah, I mean, they got Draisaitl, Bouchard.
McDavid doesn't make it a lot.
Edmonton, though, once again, the biggest concern is
your boy Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
Goaltending.
And when I hear Stuart Skinner, it makes me want to break out the Febreze.
Break out like 5 Febreezes. Yeah.
Here's the thing. He's an average goalie that's inconsistent.
Yep. Inconsistent. If he was consistent, they might be Florida, but he's not consistent. Mm-hmm. That being said, Florida. Florida, I mean, I don't want to say they did nothing. They went out, they got Jeff Petrie and Tarasov. What they really did was re-sign a lot of their guys. They're still a tier 1.
They're still tier 1 and put them at the top. Yeah. I know they have injuries. Especially today, we got news today about Barkov. We don't know how serious that is, but
if it involves his ACL, that's bad.
Then he's probably done for the year. Then he's done for the year. But still, Florida, as of right now, before we know anything, is going at tier 1.
Yeah, as of right now, as of this time of recording. So we'll find out what happens with Barkov, but they got to be tier 1. Everything about them is just it's great. I mean, there's really no complaints from me here. My only thing is defensive depth, but even then, their defensive depth was great last year, and it's pretty much the same guys. So who the hell knows? Los Angeles Kings. The Kings, they went out. They got Armia, Dumoulin, Ceci, Corey Perry. I fear they're not a contender. They're just a playoff team.
I would agree. I got something. You remember when the Kings had a major announcement a couple of days ago?
What, when they announced that they're just gonna change their center ice logo?
The center ice. Dylan thought it was. He thought it was. Yeah, they're firing Ken Holland. I'm like, why would they do that already? Did you see how much money he spent on mid?
Dylan is LeBlanc's brother, is a Kings fan. I never got.
I
never got that.
Yeah.
Why do they always say major announcement and then people think oh my god, they're trading somebody. Oh my god, somebody's getting fired. No. It's either a jersey announcement or a promotion or
I think it was because Kopitar was retiring.
Or maybe Kopitar. Yeah, Kopitar as well. So
the Kings are just a playoff team, unfortunately. Yeah. I want to see them do better, but as of right now, all the moves they made, and I know it's the offseason, we like to just poke it because it's it looks bad, but never know. On the ice, it could pay off, but as of now, on paper, it does not look good.
Even if it does pay off, I don't really think they're a cup contender. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't either.
I don't really think they are, and that's not me hating on LA, but I look at that team and I'm just nah. To be honest with you. Minnesota. So Minnesota, they went out, they acquired Tarasenko, Sturm, Ben Gliason. If they were anything like I saw in that preseason game today, then they're not all that. The Wild. What do you think about the Wild?
I'm gonna be frank here. This is a fringe playoff team.
I'm glad you were the one to say it. They're a playoff team though. but
Yeah.
I have my concerns about injuries. They're pretty young. I like their top six. Their bottom six, though, it really needs some work. It really needs some work.
Yeah.
This is
Once again, and then goaltending, I'm still not sold on Gustafson.
he's an odd year merchant, so he's going to be bad this year.
Yeah.
Just want to don't be shocked if you see it, but regardless, yeah, it definitely does leave some concern for sure. I don't mind their blue line, but I don't necessarily think they're there yet. Like I think they can be, but there's some things that need to happen for me to be proven right. Wrong.
Even in playing in the Central, which is it's just it's bloodbath. I still think they might not.
I don't have them in the playoffs.
It's tough. I think Minnesota will make playoffs, but it's going to be at the very last weekend of the NHL season.
Yeah, I mean you never know, but still. Montreal, they got Zach Bolduc, Noah Dobson, Joe Veleno. The Canadians, I think they have a lot of holes in their roster still, and I was very critical of that when we were talking about them in the season preview. However, they're still a playoff team.
They're still a playoff team for sure. I would put them above Minnesota.
Yeah, I think they're still a playoff team. I think like anybody else who tells you otherwise. I mean, I just think this team is a playoff team. Even though I was very critical of some of the holes in their roster, and I will be admitting to that. Like these are things you can't ignore. They weren't that good defensively last year. They didn't really do that much to fix that. Down the middle, there's still a big problem. I'm not sold on Montembeault, but regardless, that doesn't mean that like I don't think they're a playoff team.
They're Montreal, I would say, pretty safe playoff team. I feel like they're I don't want to say they're a lock, but like if I had to put money on them being the last wild card in the East, I'd put the money on it.
Yeah, I don't believe they will make the playoffs this year. I just don't have them in it. I have them barely missing, but my opinion. Nashville this past year, they acquired Eric Holla, Nicholas Hague, and Nick Perbix. By the way, Nicholas Hague is going to be out for like 4 to 8 weeks, so that is already done. I fear LeBlanc is spraying his Febreze here, but yeah, I fear that they're going to be Febreze this year. To be honest with you,
would you put them above Buffalo? I don't know.
No,
Okay.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I just look. Oh, you got to spray your computer now because you sprayed it all over it. Yeah, I look at Nashville, and I'm very low. I'm pretty low on them. I hate their decor. Their decor I despise. It's not good. Their guys they acquired aren't even that good either. Overall, they're just not. They just don't look like a good team. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of holes in the roster. Poor Yuji Saros, poor Roman Yossi, poor Steven Stamkos, but you know what? That was his choice.
Yeah. Just a lot of holes. Like I mean, maybe this team with all these players and this new system or whatever, maybe they can work. Maybe they can actually like chemistry well together or sync well together. But even then, I don't really think it moves the needle that much for me. So Nashville's in for Breeze for sure. New Jersey. So we have some unpopular opinions about the Devils between the two of us.
Yes.
The guys they acquired, Connor Brown and Evgeny Dadonov, are their main notable acquisitions. They still haven't signed Luke Hughes, which, by the way, Nashville still hasn't signed Evangelista. But regardless, where do you stand with New Jersey?
You know I have very strong opinions about the Devils and how they're going to perform this year. And it's not popular. It will not be popular, but I'm going to say this right now. Put New Jersey in the middle.
What?
I don't think they're a playoff team.
I got to stand up for Jersey here. Look, I have concerns about the overall team. I really don't think they're like a tier 1 or tier 2 contender. Maybe tier 2. They got to be a playoff team, man.
Right. I will give you that. I'll give you the playoff team.
You think that they're more likely
But-
to make it than Montreal or Minnesota, or they're less likely to make it than Montreal or Minnesota?
I think Montreal was right there with them. Montreal only finished a point behind them last year.
Only problem is that they're in the Metro and that they were the third team because the Metro just sucks. So yeah, maybe,
I would put them.
they got
I put them below Montreal.
they got to be a playoff team, man. Like they got to be. You can't as long as they have Hughes and Bratt and the roster they have, I can't for the life put them anywhere else. So
That's fair. I mean, my opinion is my opinion. I don't think the Devils are very good. I don't think the Devils did much to improve what they need. Like my opinion. They're a one-line team. They can make the playoffs. I just feel like this is the year they will not.
and that's fine. That's fine. You're right to have your opinion. Now, people, you can go tell LeBlanc how bad his opinion is in the comments. The Islanders are up next here. They went out, they acquired guys like Shabanov, Druin, Emil Heineman, Matthew Schaefer, who they drafted, will play this year, David Riddick as well. The Islanders they're definitely in the middle, but they're like at the very back of the middle, in my opinion. They're not Febreze bad.
They're ahead of Boston for sure.
Yeah, probably. I think it's close.
I mean, Boston has Pasternak. They'll put them behind Boston.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I think the Islanders, like, they're not. I feel like, and I fear they're gonna be like the same this year. They're not gonna be. They're not gonna be better. They're not gonna be worse. They just got kind of lucky getting first overall. They did get lucky.
I would losing Dobson hurts, but I feel like they'll be about the same.
They didn't really have Dobson this year anyway. He didn't play a lot, did he? He missed.
I think he played at least 48 games.
He missed some time with injury. Hang on a second. I'm looking it up. Oh, never mind. I will retract my statement. He played 70 games. I will retract my statement. It must be something else I'm thinking about. Anyway, yeah, I think that hurts, but like I don't think that really moves the needle that much. Like it doesn't make them in Febreze. I think they could be worse, but they're not going to be like a lot worse. Like I don't think
they're not in Febreze.
They're way more better than the teams below them. Just gonna say that.
Yeah.
The Rangers. We are very high on the Rangers heading into this year. The Rangers got Taylor Radish, Ladislav Gavrikov, and Scott Morrow. They also got rid of some of the guys like Kreider, Miller, players who weren't fitting well with them. The Rangers, I think they're a playoff team.
I don't think they're anywhere near a contender, but I think they're definitely at the top of the playoff tier.
Yeah, I think they're better than LA in my eyes. I think they're definitely a playoff team for sure. Adam Fox has his best defensive partner he's ever had. Scott Morrow, I think, is going to be a good ad. I really think like Mike Sullivan immediately makes this team a playoff team. Like if your biggest thing is about coaching, I think this immediately makes them a playoff team.
Yeah, you know how I am about coaching, and Sully's one of the best coaches in NHL. I'm going to be frank here.
Ever, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and they've taken the core and they've retooled it around. I like what they've brought in. I think Igor's gonna have a big bounce back year, and he had a down year last year, and he still had like a 9-10.
Yeah, he still had a really good year. I honestly think that the Rangers, they're not like obviously going to be like a team that's good for a long time, but they set themselves up here. Like if they re-sign Panarin, I think they're set up here for like another 3 to 4 years of being pretty good.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I don't think they're a contender yet.
Yeah, they could be. Maybe if the young guys take a big step. Like, you never know. Sullivan, as you said, could, like, rejuvenate some of these players who are really...
Like I said, if players buy in, the sky's the limit.
Exactly. So, we'll see what happens there with New York, but, yeah, we're pretty high on them as a podcast. The Ottawa Senators, LeBlanc's favorite team. We got my favorite team after them. The Senators went out. They acquired Eller, Lykesell, Kaliev, and Jordan Spence are the notable guys that they acquired. Ottawa, I feel like, is a playoff team. I wouldn't call them a cup contender just yet, LeBlanc. I know you might think that, but...
Talk about a wagon here.
Shut up.
Ottawa, definitely the playoff team. I don't think they're in the contender spot yet. And I put them above New York.
Okay.
That might be my bias, but I feel like Ottawa Ottawa doesn't play in the Metro. New York does. Ottawa plays in the upper division. I'll take Ottawa. It's close. Like, you might call me biased, but I'll be honest. If you call me biased, it's just an average Tuesday. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I won't disagree. They are a playoff team. Ottawa is a very good forward core. I like their defense. Their goaltending is pretty good. They're getting there. They're getting to be a cup contender. They're going to get there at some point. But I just don't think like I think they will be there with this core. Absolutely. But I don't think they're there yet necessarily. I also do think too, like, and I didn't talk about this in the season preview, but with some of the guys like Claude Giroux and stuff, and a few other
yeah.
players on the roster, I think there is going to be some like changes that come eventually, and maybe Giroux goes out, somebody better comes in. But regardless, I do think that this team's still very good.
Yeah, still very good. Still a playoff team. I don't think they're at that stage yet, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Philadelphia Flyers, my favorite team. Philadelphia, again, as we said in the previews, a very polarizing team. The guys they went out, they acquired Trevor Zegras, Christian Dvorak, and Dan Vladar are their most notable acquisitions. But don't forget guys like Nikita Gurbankin and Jet Luchenko and Alex Bump, who could really make strides in this team this year. I would say Philadelphia they're probably at the bottom of the middle, in my opinion. Really? Get that out of here.
No,
They are not free. Stop trying to make fun of me. Now, if we're doing goaltending, pull that thing out. But
yeah,
I think this team is out of the Febreze territory. And I honestly like you could even argue they were never even there.
I feel like Philadelphia is like they're too good to be bad. You know what I mean? They're too good to be like bottom 5, but they're not good enough to be top 20.
Yeah, and that's not us saying that like they're mid, but they're building up here. They're building something up here. So
I feel like Philadelphia. I feel like they're better than the Islanders. I feel they're better than Boston.
You think they're better than Boston? I don't know about that. I really don't know about that, LeBlanc. I feel like I mean you did say it, so I guess it's not that biased. No, I think Boston's better than us just because of pasta. Like I disagree.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Like I said, I'm not gonna fight you on it.
And they also beat us out with defense and goaltending. Like the only thing we're really better than them in is forward core. So, to be completely honest with you, so I think that's kind of how you have to measure it. Coaching, maybe
the next two. I'm gonna make this very quick. Welcome to Febreze Row.
Yeah, we are now in
Pittsburgh, San Jose.
And don't forget the other one. All right, so let's go on to Pittsburgh then here. The Penguins, they went out, they acquired Anthony Mantha, Matt Dumba, Justin Brazeau, Artur Shilovs. Yeah, they're going to be bad. They're going to be Febreze. I would put them between Chicago and Nashville.
Yep, I was exactly where I was going to put them. Pittsburgh, they got a brand new coach, Dan Muse, I believe his name is.
Dan Muse, yes. He'll be interesting.
That's first time head coach. We'll see how he does. I don't feel like the pieces aren't there. The goaltending is questionable. The defense is rough. The forward core, hey man, you got Crosby, but that's about it.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't think they'll be good this year. Just be completely honest with you.
I don't either.
San Jose, kind of the same thing. The Sharks, like they're different though. They will be fun. Jeff Skinner, Philip Kurashev, Adam Gaudette, Dmitry Orlov, Nick Klingberg, John Klingberg, Nick Leddy, and then Alex Nedeljkovic are the guys they acquired.
I'm gonna ask you this right now, and I want you to give me a look of disgust. How would you feel putting San Jose above Pittsburgh?
It's not that crazy. It's really not that crazy. It's not that. Yeah. It's not that crazy. I'll go with that.
I just feel like San Jose has so much good youth talent, and Pittsburgh does not.
Well, yeah, definitely. I would absolutely agree with that. Yeah. I would. That's valid. Like, yeah, their forward core, their top 6 is not that bad. Their bottom 6 needs work. Their defense needs a lot of work. Their goaltending, I like Askarov, but regardless, yeah, definitely going to be another rough year, but they're going to be fun. Seattle, we have very unpopular opinions about Seattle. They went out, they acquired Mason Marchment, Frederick Gaudreau, and Ryan Lindgren, and also Matt Murray. Did you know Matt Murray's on Seattle? I did not know that until now. But regardless, Seattle, They might be in Febreze, LeBlanc. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Ah,
They're so average, which makes me want to put them in the middle. But
but they're so average. They gotta be in the middle.
yeah, they're like the end
like,
though.
like Seattle's not bad enough to be a bottom 5 team.
It's not impossible, but yeah,
I mean, yeah, you could argue they should be at the top of a breeze, but like they have guys there who are good. Like they have guys like Shane Wright, Matty Beniers, Capo Caco. I know these aren't names that entice many people. Vince Dunn, Joey DeCord's a good goaltender. These are. I know you might say, "Oh, well, that's mid." Well, it's better than being in Febreze.
it is, and that's why the middle is the middle. Not that all these teams are mid, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, like Seattle, man. I hated almost everything they did this offseason. They fired Dan Ballsma, which I think is the most unfair firing ever. Like that was so unfair with all he did for that organization. They brought in Lane Lambert, who is average, fits their accord very well. They brought in Jason Botterill, who at best is average.
It's Febreze.
Yeah, or Febreze. Yeah, you could argue that too. They brought in guys who are at best average. So like they'll be the same.
I don't mean to go on a siren here, but we always talk about like I went to Seattle for a game and I love Seattle. I think they're one of my favorite teams to watch and to I like to root for Seattle when Ottawa's not playing. But everything they do just pisses me off.
Yeah, it all makes me so upset. So yeah, not a big fan of Seattle. St. Louis though I am. I am a big St. Louis supporter. They went out. They got guys like Pia Suter, Nick Bukestad, and Logan Mailloux. I love this team's forward core. I like their blue line. It's not the prettiest blue line of all of them, but I love their goaltending tandem. I love Jim Montgomery. Give me a playoff team. They're right here.
I'm going to say something.
What is it?
Give me tier 2 contender.
Whoa! Wow. Let me think about that. Can you say why?
Their forward core is insane.
They're
like they're so deep. They're deep down the middle. They're deep on the wings. The guys they picked up are good quality depth pieces too. Like Peter Suter is no slouch. He had like 30 goals last year.
Yeah.
And Bukestad coming in, that's a perfect bottom 6 center. And you have the D-core who is Pareko, Fowler, Broberg. Missing somebody there.
Mailloux.
I like, and then their goaltending tandem is Hofer and Bennington's is like I'd say it's a top 5 tandem in the league. I like St. Louis. I think they're better than every team in the playoff team category.
You know what? We got to be hot. Let's do it. Yeah. Like I think if everything goes right, they are. Like it's not that crazy to say. Like their young forward core is so good. It's not that crazy to say. I totally agree.
Do you notice a pattern though in our tier 2 contenders?
I do. They're all central. That's kind of funny. Tampa. This is where we break that trend. Tampa Bay. They went out. They acquired guys like Pontus Holmberg, Jacob Pelletier. I think that's about it. Actually, I'm trying to pull up their thing here real quick. Yeah, pretty much it. I would say Tampa. They're very top heavy. They are like Colorado in that sense. For that reason, I feel like they got to be tier 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're very similar to Colorado, but I feel like they're not as good as Colorado.
They're not as good as Colorado. I would say they're better, but okay.
You know what? Just because they have Vasilevsky, we'll put them above Colorado.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have Vazzy, and then they have John Cooper, who I think is better than Bednar. Even though Bednar beat him in 22, whatever. Yeah, I think Tampa's still very good. Like, I mean, I have my concerns about like I don't think they are a number 1 tier cup team, but I could totally see them going on a run. It's not that crazy. Toronto, they lost Marner. That's the biggest thing. You can't go without talking about that. They went out. They got guys like Nicholas Waugh, Matthias Micheli, and Dakota Joshua. Without Marner, it does take a big hit. I like their forward core. I like their blue line. I like their goaltending. They got to be tier 2 if St. Louis is tier 2.
Yeah. I was going to say, but when they had Marta, they weren't in tier 1 anyway, but they're still tier 2.
Yeah, they're still tier 2. Just in my eyes, I would put them ahead of St. Louis, but behind the other three though.
That's fair. That's fair. Toronto, like the money they saved on not re-signing Marner. They dispersed throughout the roster. I think Toronto overall is a deeper team now.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think they're gonna be, but they're never gonna make up that 100 points with the guys they acquired.
Yeah, definitely. And even the guys like Tree Living said that like we're not going to be able to make that up. Nobody's going to be able to make that up. You got to find a new way to win. I mean, I think they'll be fine. They're going to be fine anyway. They might be better. Like who the hell knows?
They're a safe playoff team still.
Yeah.
And if you think Toronto, they're gonna miss, and I hate Toronto, but like, shut up. Like, there's no.
I hope you're right, but shut up.
There's no way this team's missing the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no way. I can't see a world where that happens. Utah, the Utah Mammoth. They went out. They got guys like JJ Paterka, Brandon Tanev, Nate Schmidt, and Vitek Vanacek. I think Utah is almost a firm playoff team. The only reason why I feel like they are is because they didn't make it last year.
I think they are a playoff team. I would put them above Minnesota personally, but
yeah, I have them above Minnesota in my rankings. So yeah, I'll get behind that. Yeah, just this team, great forward core. The only problem that I have with them, like, is down the middle. Like, I think their center depth could be a lot better. But that's just me as a Mammoth fan myself, former Coyotes fan.
Yeah. Coaching, I like Tourney, but if things go off to a slow start, Ryan Smith is not afraid to pull the plug.
That will happen because Tourney was not a part of Tourney's a part of the old ownership too. Like all of them are, but regardless, like you get what I'm saying. Like and there were even rumors of that last year. Like if they start off slow, he gone. And you know who could come in? Pete DeBoer. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
That'd be insane considering, like, you know, he's coached Jersey and then he's been like all California, Nevada,
all of that
Texas.
Region. It wouldn't be that crazy.
All that region, and he'll get it all covered down now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that crazy. So yeah, Utah there. I think I actually don't have them making the playoffs just because I think I think somebody from the Pacific will make it over that last wild card. But regardless, I think they can make it for sure. Vancouver. Sorry.
I had them in the playoffs. I feel like they're better than Minnesota. I feel like the Central will take both wild cards because the Pacific is so weak.
Okay. Vancouver. I am quite high on Vancouver, I fear.
Vancouver's weird. Vancouver's weird to me because they have a low floor, but they have a really high ceiling.
I'm going to be blunt. I think they're better than LA.
I don't hate that take.
I think they're better than LA, which is why I have them in the playoffs.
We're going to have to do some adjusting after because we have too many playoff teams and playoff teams.
We do. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm going to agree with you that they're better than LA if Demko can bounce back.
Okay.
And Pedersen can bounce back. There's a lot of begging on bounce backs.
They are. Absolutely. But I think Quinn Hughes alone gets them there. I do have concerns about the coaching, but I like the forward core. It's pretty decent. Down the middle is a concern. Their wings are good. Their defense is looking solid with all the Pedersens they have. And then Demko and Lankinen could be the best tandem in the league if Demko bounces back.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think I don't know if I put them above LA, but I'm going to put them next to LA for now. So I'll just do that. Next up then we have Vegas. They went out, they acquired Marner. It really doesn't matter who else they got. Lazone and Sissons. Do you think with Marner they're tier 1?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I think even before they got Marner, in my eyes, they were tier 1.
Yeah, not that crazy. They did win the cup like 3 years ago. So it's not like
I think they're the best team in the West. The only concern I have with Vegas is the goaltending.
I do have concerns with the defensive depth. I think that could be better. Which is why, I proposed a theory on TikTok. What if they go out and get Rasmus Anderson? But everybody called me crazy because they don't have the cap space. But, that's never been their problem.
It's Vegas. They'll find a way to make it work.
That's never been their freaking problem. So I would not be shocked in the slightest if they are able to pull that off. But, yeah, I agree. Goaltending is a problem. Aiden Hill is at best decent. Like, I mean, he's had his points where he's been good, but it's been inconsistent. Washington. Washington is an interesting case. They went out, they got guys like Justin Sordiff and Declan Chisholm. I believe the Caps will be worse.
I think I'm going to say this. They're not tier 1. They're not tier 2. They're just a playoff team.
I kind of agree with you.
And I put them at the very top.
Yeah, they're at the very top. I look at them, and I see a team that is going to be very good this year. I don't think they're better than some of the teams that are above them. St. Louis is an argument. You can argue St. Louis. The other ones, though, I can't see it, man. I can't see it.
Also, I want to say this right now. You know how we say goalies are weird?
They are weird.
If Logan Thompson regresses a little bit, it affects that team so much.
Yep, I agree with that. And then, last but not least, Winnipeg. They went out, they got Jonathan Toews, Gustav Nyquist. The Jets, I just talked about them recently. Do you have a different opinion on them than Washington?
I feel like Winnipeg can compete. They have Connor Hellebuyck in the pipes. Anything is possible. I feel like if we're going to put Winnipeg in a tier, they're tier 2, though. They're not tier 1.
Yeah, they're definitely not tier 1. I think they're tier 2.
I feel like they're at the if they're going to put them in a tier, I put them above Toronto and above St. Louis.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. So that's our tier list. Let's do some ordering around here real quick. Let's count the number of them in each tier. So we got 4 in tier 1, 6 in tier 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in tier 3. 1, 2, 3,
19
4,
playoff
8.
teams. New record.
Yeah, new record. 8 teams in the middle and then 5 teams in Febreze.
What we could do is we could put potential playoff teams as the header instead.
I mean, I don't think it's that crazy to have all these teams in playoff teams because I think they all can make the playoffs. Like, you don't, in my opinion, like, you don't have to have, like, 16 teams in. Like, in my opinion. I don't think you have to have 16 teams.
Yeah, no, we don't have to. We don't have to be perfect. It's fine.
You can say that teams are going to make the playoffs. Like, I mean, I think this league's very good to where there's going to be some good teams that miss. Like, last year, Calgary or the Rangers or Columbus, like, there were some good teams last year that missed.
Vancouver missed as well.
Vancouver missed. Like, when all these teams are playing to their potential, they can make it.
The parity in the NHL is at an all-time high.
100%. So, I would agree with that. Well, then that being said, then, do we have anything we want to change, really, here?
I'm going to ask you. I think that's the same thing. Is your opinion on the Jets the same as my opinion, where I think they can contend but not at a high level?
I think so too. My only concern with that though is Washington and maybe having St. Louis at that top tier at that tier 2 is like,
you know what? Let's get 5 teams up at tier 1. Let's move Dallas up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I really don't. I look at Dallas like, yeah, their coaching's not great, but if we're going to have Edmonton and Vegas up there with their not great goaltending and then Carolina with their depth concerns.
And I would put Vegas at number 2 there.
Number
2 behind Florida.
Okay. It doesn't really matter what the order is. Yeah, I mean, I look at Dallas like, yeah, I don't like their coaching, but I don't think it makes them not a tier 1 team. So,
okay.
I mean, I do get what you're saying though with them because, like, yeah, that's when it does come down to it, coaching will be a factor. But I don't know. To be honest with you. So, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I feel like this is a perfect. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we did a good job. I think we have some hot takes in here that are going to be interesting when we release this to the public. But regardless, let us know your thoughts down below. What'd you say?
Well, definitely ruffle some feathers.
Oh,
That's for
absolutely.
damn sure.
Absolutely. Let us know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching through this whole 50-minute video that we just made. And we will talk to you guys in the next episode of the NBP.